right, good evening.
Good evening.
I was about to say, nobody gonna say good evening to me?
Good evening.
Not even my
Ooh,
mama?
Evening. Good
good evening.
evening. Hi.
Good
Hi.
evening.
This
Hello.
is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy. Now the
Welcome.
marriage notary. Is that you, Sanita? Did it
It is
work?
I. Yes, ma'am.
All right, girl. I was trying. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But anyway, hello everybody.
Hello, this is Latanya. How everyone doing?
Hey, Latanya.
All right.
Medicia, I see you. Judy, well, I don't see you.
Hi.
Look, nobody's gonna let me see any faces tonight. I don't mandate it for these, only when we're in class. Hey, Kathy, I see Kathy now. So nobody else is, I like to see faces when I talk.
Kathy, what you taking a picture of? Let me make sure you got my good side.
Well, it's 7:02
All
and
right.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just gonna introduce you.
Go ahead.
All right. So tonight is our Liz Notary Nuggets, and it is our own Liz Head talking about what is backdating. Liz Head has been in the mortgage industry for 30 plus years. She became a notary 6 years ago, started training full time 4 years ago. And we are just so happy that she's done that. So many of us have learned so much from her, including myself. So, without further ado, Liz, take it away.
You want me to take it away?
Please do.
Okay, all right. So obviously I come up with my nugget topics from questions that people ask of me, or even sometimes just questions that I see on Facebook. And one of the things that people seem to be a little bit confused about is backdating. What is really considered backdating? And also, oftentimes hiring companies will ask a notary to do something like changing a date. They don't know the notary laws. They don't know that asking a notary to do that could jeopardize their commission. So we wanted to just talk a little bit about that. And what does backdating mean? And of course, I just went to good old Webster. Actually, I don't think I went to the dictionary itself. I think I got it from the website. But it's to put an earlier date to a document or agreement, something other than the actual one. For instance, they backdated the sale document to evade a court order. So anytime you start backdating something, it could lead you to a court date. So you don't want that. Now, learning unethical practices from Facebook is not cool. Sometimes we try to circumvent certain things. We'll say, oh, well, I'm just going to do it this one time. I want you to remember integrity. What is integrity? You practice integrity when nobody's looking. When you're tempted to do that thing that you think you might get away with, you have to look, your moral compass. Where's your moral compass? And it's just not cool to do that. Okay, now, I'm also trying something else different tonight. You see these pretty little links? I'm going to do my best to get to those links. And I'm practicing on us tonight because I intend to start trying to use links in the workshops so that we're not fussing with so much paper, or I'm not fussing with so much paper. So anyway, we're going to look at two examples, and it should show us a distinct difference between what is considered backdating and what is not considered backdating. So here we go. Y'all be patient with me. In the event I don't get this link right, quite right the first time. So let's just see. I clicked on it and see nothing happened. I'm gonna click again.
Well, it looks like it's thinking.
Now it's thinking.
Yeah.
But I wanted to stop thinking and pull that document up. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Did it pull up another screen on your computer
No, ma'am.
in the background? No?
No, ma'am. That was just 3 times I hit it. Now it worked the other day. There it goes. Whoa! It's probably gonna pop up 3 times now. Anyway.
No, we don't see it.
Oh shit.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot. Are you kidding me? You don't see my screen.
We're still on the what is backdating with the links.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, I have to bust your.
It's buffering.
No,
Oh,
she's
is it?
Because
no.
you can see the blue underneath the A and the T, the blue circle. It's buffering. It's just taking its time.
No, she sees it on her screen already.
Okay.
I could tell by the way she cheered.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, anyway, I can see it. We're just going to talk about it. So, and then if it happens to pop up for y'all, I'm going to be so happy. But see, this is also my practice ground because I know I need to practice some more before I take it to my class. But we're gonna talk about, and this is just an indemnity agreement, and basically it has all of the information on it, like the undersigned is the owner, yada yada yada, and then it comes down to the notarial section, and it's the signature section. And in this instance, Susie Semple signed this document on August 13th, 2020. And then the notary sworn to before me this 13th day of August 2020. And it would be signed by the notary. In this example, Susie signed and dated. You forgot to sign and stamp. Is this backdating? You saw Susie sign it. You forgot to sign it as a notary and stamp it. Is that backdating? Somebody tell me. This is not backdating because you just failed to sign. Now, on the other example that I have, and I'm just going to be brave and try to pull it up too. But in this example, I promise y'all I practiced and it worked. But in this example, Susie Semple signed it. Nobody signed it. I'm sorry. It was missed altogether. Susie Semple didn't sign it. You didn't notarize it. So the title company will call you and say, hey, this is on the 14th or 15th, whatever, and say, hey, this document was missed. I need you to go back and get it signed. And then they want you to do it for the original date, which was the 13th. Is that backdating?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me why.
Because you're supposed to sign it and seal it and everything the day you are doing it when the person is in front of you.
Okay, so they didn't do, Susie didn't sign it on the 13th. You didn't stamp it on the 13th. It was totally missed. Let's just say it wasn't even in the file. It wasn't just that it was missed by you or Susie. The title company failed to send that document to you. Now, days later, they want you to get that document signed and notarized, and that is after the original date. Therefore, you cannot do that. You cannot go back and date it for the 13th. You have to date it for the day that you are actually watching Susie sign it, dating it, and then you will notarize it and date it. So it's very simple, actually. Or, I say that it's simple, but then when you're in the mix of things, it's not always that simple because, you could be rushed, you could feel stressed, whatever, and you're under stress from the hiring company to get it done, get it and get the date that they want you to do it on, which would be the 13th, backdating it. You're not going to do that. And when that happens, then you as a notary have to make a decision about how you're going to run your business. If you're going to risk your commission for that $100 or that $150. For me, I do not. That happened to me one time. They asked me to do it and I helped them, because sometimes we have to be problem solvers. We have to solve the problems for the people. So, but that doesn't mean that when you solve the problem, that doesn't mean that you will do what they want you to do, but you do what you know you should do. And in the case that I had, the lady was pressuring me to backdate the document, because when she gave it to me, I did go back. I had the lady sign it. I notarized it for that day and I sent it. And she called to tell me, no, it's got to be dated, the day of the original signing. I says, no, yada, yada, yada. We had a little conversation about it. And she was trying to pressure me. I said, you know what? Let me help you resolve this. Let me give you a solution. Now, what I'm going to do is to tell you, you take your $150 back, you call another notary who will do as you're asking, because I'm telling you that is against the law under the Texas Notary Commission. And she stopped cold. She didn't bother me anymore. And she paid me. What she did, I don't know. But you have to have integrity when you're doing that. And then you have to know when to say no. And then you also look for a resolution, something that could possibly help them resolve their issue. And it's not always going to be it's not always going to be something that you're going to do. Now, I'm going to attempt here again to pull up this link from the National Notary Association, which is, and I don't know, maybe my links are still not working in my PowerPoints the right way, but this is the National Notary Association. It's on the tips of backdating. And basically it's telling you, do not do it. This document is, it'll be on the, what do you call it? In the file section of my, in my Facebook group. Now, I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see the NNA screen? No? All right, so I need more practice on my links. So we're just gonna leave these little links alone tonight. We're not going to bother with that anymore. Let's see. So let me get back to, I went to post. Let me do a new share. Let me go here. I was gonna be so ready with that. And it just bombed. Okay, what are you guys seeing now on your screen?
We're still on the nationalnotary.org, the link that didn't go anywhere.
Okay, so I stopped sharing. All right, so there. Look at y'all. I see all of y'all. So I know I stopped sharing now. So now let me just see if I can get back to just my PowerPoint. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we know I can share my PowerPoint. I just can't share my links quite yet. So basically, backdating is very simple. It's very simple.
You want to go back to the present, the slideshow?
Now we're back to, yes, ma'am, thank you. Well, why did it jump back to that? All right, so that's all I had for tonight. Backdating, like I said, is very simple. My presentation of backdating, I want to show y'all what I could do, but I couldn't do it. So anyway, I told you. So now we're to the raffle. So who's ready to win who's ready to win $25 off the next class?
Oh, off the next class.
Oh, you want the $25?
You just said $25 at first.
I'm
So
ready.
you don't see my screen that says spin the ball?
Yeah, we see that. We see that.
I was about to say, doggone it, ain't nothing working right. But before we go to spin the ball, and then we're going to go into, the Ask Liz Anything part of the thing. Anybody got any questions on backdating?
No, but I'd
No
like to
no-
share something.
I have a
Who's-
question.
Kathy Burks.
And I have a question also.
Okay. I
Okay,
can't see who said. Kathy Burks, I saw her hand up, and somebody said I have a question at the same time. So,
And that's Andrea on the phone.
Andrea, okay.
okay. My question is the back date that you did not do, and she still paid you. How did she knew she would have to pay you anyway?
No, she didn't know she would have to pay me anyway. Because keep in mind, I told her, it's like if she was insistent on getting that done the way she wanted it done, she would have to pay somebody else to do it. And for me, I'd give up $150 rather than go do something that's wrong. She did not have to pay me, but she did. And I'm grateful. I wanted to be paid.
She paid you the 150?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Somebody else, Andrea?
Yeah, my question is, what it in one of your classes that we talked about, if you're notarizing a document for someone who speaks a language that you don't speak, then you should not notarize that document?
Absolutely. You have to
Okay,
be
and the
able
reason
to speak the same language.
is because I was in an online notary course today with someone else, and they basically told us that as long as you have someone that can translate, then it's okay. And I realize that it's a choice. It's a choice that you have to make, and you put yourself at risk. But I just wanted to verify that that was something that we had talked about in one of your classes.
Now, Andrea, are you in the state of Texas?
No, I am in Maryland.
Okay, you check the Maryland laws, and if the Maryland laws allow you to do that, then fine. But in the state of Texas, Secretary of State says if you do not speak the same language, you cannot notarize that person's, you cannot notarize for that person's signature because you don't know that they understand it. For instance, you have to give them the oath on a spirit. Well, when you tell them, do you solemnly swear that everything you've said is true and correct to the best of your ability, best of your knowledge or whatever? Well, what if they say yes, but they don't know what you've just said to them in order to answer appropriately? And there could be something in the document that is not true, but they did not know. Somebody may have just coached them to say yes. So that's a dangerous footing, in my opinion, regardless of the state that you're in, because even if your laws say, oh, it's okay as long as you got an interpreter. And now we're talking about notarial laws. There are other kinds of things where you can have an interpreter, but for notarial acts, you will want to be mindful. And what I like to say to you guys is don't ever do anything that you cannot defend in court.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Was there a third question?
I have a question, Liz. This is Regina.
Hey, Gina.
Kennedy, how are you?
I'm good. I recognize the voice, even though you won't put your face up there. I see your picture.
I know. I just pulled in from a signing, but I have a question regarding fingerprint. Is it against the law in Texas to if an affidavit has where you need a fingerprint?
I don't know. I will say that for your notarial acts, according to the Secretary of State, you do not collect fingerprints. Now, that's for your notarial acts. There are other things that you do that are not necessarily notarial acts that will require a fingerprint. For instance, if you're doing employment verifications, keep in mind, doing employment verifications in the state of Texas, you're going to take off your notarial hat. So if a fingerprint is required for something like that, then that's outside your notarial laws. And now, can you give me a specific example of the type of document you're referring to and let us know if it is in fact a notarial certificate that you're speaking of, or is it something else?
It's an affidavit of identity. And it is you identifying who you are. And there is a notarial act on the second page.
And where's the fingerprint?
On the second page.
I don't know. I don't know. Here again, if you look at the Secretary of State guidelines, it tells you that we do not fingerprint. Now, that's for your notarial act. But again, you're dealing with an I-9 employment verification, right? Is that what you said? Did I hear you right?
No, it's an affidavit of identity for you identifying who you are. That is the I guess the not the person that is needing that done. It is the the requester that has that affidavit of identity.
Okay, but what are they? I guess I'm trying to get a feel for what is it? Why are they requesting that affidavit of identity to be notarized? And what? I don't know. That's one that could I ask you to do some research on that and then let us know? Because Texas Secretary of State said you don't take anybody's fingerprints. But there are a whole lot of things that people will do outside. This could be one of those things that somebody just created this form and they decided they wanted a fingerprint. Well, they may or may not know that in the state of Texas, you cannot do a fingerprint. And I wouldn't think the fingerprint would be on the document anyway. In my mind, I'm thinking the fingerprint would be in the journal. So it might be that you can't take a fingerprint in a journal, but it may be okay if you put it on that document. I haven't a clue, but I'll be interested in what you find out.
Okay, yeah, I'll check into it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we just went in to ask questions and nobody wants my $25 off because ain't nobody paid any mind to that.
I do.
We just had questions before the raffle, right?
Oh, no, questions come after. Questions at the end.
Oh.
Well, we can do that later. You want to do we don't even have to do a raffle, y'all.
Oh yeah, we want the raffle.
The raffle.
Oh no, I'm not giving up my $25. No.
Who is that who already won $25?
Judy.
Okay, y'all want to do a raffle here, or you want to go ahead and ask some more questions?
I have another question, but we could do the raffle first because I could ask my question on Saturday.
I don't want you.
Okay.
Let's do
I won't
questions.
forget my question. I could ask it Saturday.
You might forget it by Saturday.
No, I don't. I write my questions down.
Ask it here and then ask it again on Saturday for the benefit of the class.
Okay. Okay. My question is, and I think I already know the answer because we discussed it already. But my question is that as a notary, do you keep a copy of the driver's license and a copy of the documents that you notarize for a period of time
Are we talking,
after you do it?
who's
This
talking?
is Andrea.
I can't, okay.
This is
Now, okay, Andrea, you said you think you know the answer to that question. So
yeah.
I'm gonna let you answer it before before we chime in.
Okay, I think that we're not allowed to do that. Like, I think that we're not allowed to keep copies of the documents that we notarize or of the identification of the people that we notarize documents for, the signers. We're allowed to look at the document. If for some reason we need to make a copy of it for them, we can do that, but we're not allowed to keep copies of it.
Absolutely. See, you already knew. Now, is that something they told you to do in this class you were in today too?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
And this was a free class. This was a free class.
You get what you pay for.
Stop, Mika.
Okay. And so, it was out of curiosity that I attended the class because I wanted some information. And so, you know, I do, I'm glad that I took Liz's class before I went there, but, you know, I'm just circling back.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am, you do not. You know, oftentimes people think that it adds protection if they take a copy of the document and of the ID, but you really should not do that. That means you're holding on to people's personal information. And if
Yes.
that happens to get lost or something like that, you don't want to be responsible for that. So no, ma'am. And it does not give you any level of protection. As long as you are keeping your journal and keeping it in good order, you'll be fine. You don't want all that excess paper that you got to keep track of. I'm sure interested in what else they told you in this class. But so far, it ain't working for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, you know, I'm just verifying. Because I did take notes.
Trust but verify.
Well, I wasn't even trusting because I had already been told something else. So, but
Well,
I was verifying.
Okay, well, you know, finish the class. You know, they may not know yet that what they're saying is wrong. So your purpose may be to help educate them so that they can provide, just like when I ask for feedback so that I can make sure I'm giving you guys what you need. Maybe they don't know. They didn't do enough research before they put their training material together. Perhaps they put that together based on what they heard somebody say and not good source.
Well, I do have a follow-up with the person, so, you know, we will discuss that at that time.
Now, when you go back to her, though, be able to source your answers, and not necessarily just because Liz Head said it, but that's actually on. I mean, I don't care if you tell them I said it, but you can find that information on the look on the NNA site.
Yes, that's what I was going to do.
And then you can say, well, you know, you can say Liz Head, Secretary of State, National Notary Association said this, which is in opposition of what you said. Can you explain why you said what you said?
Yes.
Maybe say it nicer than that, though.
Yeah.
Fix it up, Andrea. Fix it up.
I'm actually going to ask it in the form of questions, so, you know, or for clarification. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I'm going to have a comment on that. Sorry.
Okay, two people are trying at the same time. Somebody go first.
I kind of had a comment on what she was talking about. Hi, I'm Dorian.
Hi.
Hi.
But my thing, okay, I'm in Missouri, and I had just took a I forgot who it was through. Notary somebody, I forgot. But it was a test for the state for Missouri, and they were saying how, as far as like keeping copies, like if you're in someone's face and doing a notary, that you don't keep the copy. But if it's the what do you call it, the facsimile,
The
the one on
Ron,
a computer, who the one
the
like on the
online
computer,
one.
you can go, yeah, you can go ahead and keep it. They called it like a facsimile, like a fax thing, a facsimile, whatever it's called.
Are you talking
Um,
about it, your online journal?
The remote online.
Yeah, so if
yeah, I
you
think
haven't,
I don't think it was like the remote thing, but it was like an facsimile. What do you call them? Facsimile, facsimile.
you can have an online journal. Maybe that's what you're talking about, but that
Right.
still would mean that you would be keeping copies of their identification
No,
in
I
your
don't think it's the
file.
identification. I think it's just the, what you notarized. Because
Oh,
they
you
didn't
mean
say anything. Yeah, they didn't say
the
anything about
document?
identification, but they was just saying like, well, you keep a record of it, of what you signed, because not since it's in person, but since it was online, you would keep it for a little certain amount of time.
Well, okay, but see, now that's different, and that makes a little more sense
Yeah,
because
that's what I was trying to say about her comment. Maybe they were talking about online instead of in person.
maybe, but you're keeping the document. It's just like when I do a scan back. I basically keep them for 30 days, but I really should keep them for 90 days on my desktop in case there are any problems. But you don't want to keep it for any, this is the documents that I scan
Yeah,
back.
just the document, not IDs, but just the
Yeah,
document.
yeah. But I keep them in case there's a problem with them. And then for sure, after 90 days, I get it off my computer because we really don't want to hold on to people's personal information. You know, their whole lives are in a loan package. And you don't want to keep that any longer than you have to. So that's a little bit different, and you're keeping it for different reasons. And there are certain guidelines which I am not familiar with as far as Iran is concerned about how long you have to store that information. You have to catalog it somewhere. Hey, Tia.
Hey, Miss Liz, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I got a text from Coast to Coast signings for an assignment. I couldn't take it, so I declined it. But the details of the assignment was invalid date, and I was just wondering if that had to do with backdating or what type of assignment that is. Do you know?
I do not know.
Okay.
I do not. I mean, everything is so specific. And if you got something that said invalid date,
Mm-hmm.
that could very well mean that somebody had gone to do it but didn't do something right.
Yeah.
And therefore it made the document, it made the process invalid. And now that's the other, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, of course, we have a modification class on the 26th. And oftentimes people think that, oh, it's just a little modification, so it's got to be easy. It is not easy. You probably only stamp one time. In the modification class that I'm going to do, I've got at least two different types of modifications, but it's not so much that you're going to stamp maybe one time. You're going to sign and stamp one time. And the rest of the documents, I'd say over half of the documents sometimes are instructions. And in class, you know, we always talk about you've got to read. You know, reading is fundamental. You've got to read your directions. Now, if you do not read your directions for a modification, bad things will happen to that borrower if they are not able to complete their modification on time. That means they lose that opportunity, which could throw them into foreclosure. Now, that's not going to happen as quickly now because of COVID, but that every time you delay, it's going to cost them more to get that modification. So we want to be very mindful and not think, oh, just because it's 30 pages, it's a breeze, because every one of those instructions means something. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, coast to coast, if you mess up on one of them little $30 modifications, they're gonna take $25 of your money. I
And
got a
that's
check. I got a check for $5.
that's how much the fee was, $30.
I got $5. And this was a couple of years ago, year and a half or so ago, when I knew modifications were about to, I don't know why I knew it was going to happen, but it's like anytime I said, let me brush up on it. And I happened to be out of town. And I was in Mexico. So I didn't get the message until I got back that there was a problem. It was like 2 years ago. And but that's why it's always good to have a backup. And I had not given them a backup in my absence, but I hadn't turned my phone on. So I got $5, y'all. $5.
I think, I'm sorry, Ms. Head, I think it may have gotten so bad with some of the notaries that, because I received that same text from Coast to Coast this past weekend.
Mhm.
And I just happened to find them on YouTube, and they actually have like a 5-minute video on YouTube on how to do modification. I guess just specifically for them, maybe.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones who are doing them. Coast to coast, I'm telling you, they were blowing up my phone, my email, everything. I got 58 text messages from them in one day. I blocked them. I had to. I couldn't take it. But if you're trying to get your feet wet, and some people will say that little $30, I'm not moving my car for $30. If you ain't doing nothing else, you may as well go do some of them. What better way to get used to sitting in front of people than to take some of those? You're building your platform, or whatever you call it. What do you call it? You're building your numbers by doing that. In addition to that, coast to coast, they have the most of anybody, but they also have other loans, other type signings that they do. So if you're doing a good job for them on their modifications, what are the chances that they're going to call you for others? It's very good. So it's a place to start. Not to say that you will stay there, but you got to have a start. Just like with SnapDocs, you may not stay on SnapDocs, but it's a place to start. It's a place to start building your business. Me, I love SnapDocs.
So this is Latanya. So I guess Coast to Coast are sending out emails to whomever, because I received 2 today.
Yeah, they will send out, they send text messages, they send emails. They're on SnapDocs, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. I block them everywhere, and then they get different numbers. They start they send it to different emails. You know, none of the signing services have my training email or my personal email. I promise you, I get those from Coast to Coast on those as well. So they're just like a doggone collection agency. They're gonna find you.
Hey, can I add to that? To what
Yes,
you said?
ma'am.
Okay, so also too, for the signing services, that there are many of the signing services that have quality control, where they say they have like a specific line, and I know BankServe has a specific line that you can call them if you have any questions 24 hours a day. So there are some signing companies that have that. There are some signing companies that close at 5 p.m., but just make sure that you have a backup phone number, especially if you're new and getting your feet wet, because you don't want to get stuck out at 8 p.m. at a signing and you have nobody to call.
That's right. She's absolutely right. Now, you guys, there was another question.
Dorian has her hand raised.
Dorian, I can't see you, but Mika did. Okay. What's up, girl?
No, that hand was raised when you were saying you was giving away $25.
Ooh. Well, okay,
That
but Lori, what's
But I
your
did my
question?
stuff already. I had mentioned what I wanted to say. I understood everything and didn't have any questions about it. But yeah, my hand was raised when you first was like, "Who's on $25?"
You want $25. Good girl. Any other questions?
Hi.
Somebody say hi.
So
My son
Liz,
just needs to get
can
off
I
my
add
face.
something to the thing about the signing services too?
Uh-huh.
Because you mentioned SnapDocs. SnapDocs specifically has a response rate. So when they send those different companies notices out by text or by email, respond to those, whether even if it's no, because you have a percentage. If you go into your SnapDocs portal, you'll see a percentage of your response, whether it's positive or negative, saying yes, I can or I can't.
Very good. Absolutely.
Yes, I accept it, even though I'm not, I'm not really prepared, but I accept it.
Who said that?
Oh, it's Catrice.
I can't.
It's Catrice. I'm sorry, I'm calling from my phone.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, you want to make sure that you are responding, yes or no, and then, there's also when you say no, and then you have an opportunity to explain your no. It asks you, is the fee too low? Is the location too far? You don't want to work with us, so forth and so on. So don't play the game with, if they have it out there and they offer $150 and then you click fee too low and you put in $250, but you ain't going, then you mess around and do that and they say, okay, you need to go. I did that one time. I didn't do $250 or whatever. It just said $100 and I put in $150 because it was in Burleson. I don't go to Burleson. And I said, let me see what would happen. And I had to go to Burleson. Anything else? Well, let me just tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all two things. I'm gonna tell you one thing and then I'm going to talk about another thing. I started signing again September 1st. And let me tell you, I have just worked these little legs off the last 2 weeks. And it felt so good at first to be back out there because, being in the house all the time, I got a whole lot of stuff done, but just being in the house all the time, not seeing anybody too much, it was wearing on me a bit, but it felt so good. There is no other kind of job that I know of, because I said this month, because I'm doing stuff in my house. I work from my house, and I'm doing a lot of stuff in my house. And I added some new things, and it's like, well, I need $5,000 this month. What other job do you know you can turn your SnapDocs on and go make you $5,000? I'm already at $3,600. You think I'm gonna make my $5,000 this month? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I did 4 today. I got 5 tomorrow. My goal is always 2 a day, but I figure I had all that rest. I can work a few days now, but the minute I hit that 5,000, I'm quitting for the month. So I just wanted to say that the money is still out, and I'm still turning down a whole lot. Now, like Sunita said, when those jobs come through, you need to respond, even if it's a no. But they come in so fast, and I'm at another signing. After I'm done, I just look at them and say, they're all gone now. And I just delete all of them. I do not respond because it's just too many of them. But the money is there. All you got to do is have the right mindset. Okay, granted, I've been doing it for a few years, so I do have somewhat of a base. And I was afraid that I was gone too long and I was going to come back and I would have moved away from their favorites and nobody was going to hire me. Thank God there's enough business out there that they are still coming from me, and I am so appreciative. Now, with that being said, Sunita Leaks, she's my friend in my head. I've never met Sunita, but I love Sunita. Sunita is going to, well, I gotta find a boyfriend first, but then she's going to marry me because I want her to marry me.
Okay. The people that were in Notary 101, are y'all hearing this?
Oh,
Are y'all
well,
hearing this?
well, I want Sunita to marry me. Look, I might have to just marry my damn self because Sunita got it going on.
You
And
cannot legally marry yourself.
oh shoot! Oh shoot! Okay,
Interesting.
but y'all need to follow her blogs and stuff. It's so awesome. I've been cutting out some of her stuff and hanging it up in my bathroom. She had this real gorgeous shoe one time. That shoe stayed in my bathroom for 6 months. I printed it out. Sunita is the bomb. Now, with that being said, that's what I wanted to say about Sunita. I'm so happy to see her tonight. Sunita, would you come on a Wednesday night and talk to us about that marriage thing? How to be?
I sure can.
Sunita does the way Sunita marry these people anywhere, anytime. I mean, she just be getting them married, y'all. I love it.
So now we're for marriage. I'm just asking for the group.
I would get married just so. Only reason I would get married is so Sunita would come to Texas and marry me.
Okay.
I have relatives that have asked me. They said, "Can you come to wherever it is?" And I'm like, "If you pay my airplane bill, sure."
Girl, the man I'm gonna marry, we got you. We got you. Sunita is what? Look, I'm just. Let me stop gushing, but she is a star. She's my star, and I just love her. I love her energy. Sunita, you don't know this probably, but you helped me tremendously. I listened to one of you were trying to teach those of us who don't know stuff about, and you can tell I still don't know nothing about this system. Podcasting, that was the first time. And it's just, you're so real. And you just kind of, you're so, what's the word I'm looking for? Approachable online. Now you may be hell on wheels in real life, but you're just so approachable and your delivery is so awesome. So I'm gonna stop gushing up. I'm stop celebritizing you tonight now.
Yeah. So it helps to have the kids that I have, because they all have like different personalities. I have some that are active. I have some that are bookworms. I have some that don't want to give me the time of day, and I'm like, bump you. I mean, I'm dealing with different personalities even just in my house. And so when I go out in the public, I'm used to certain situations, so nothing really surprises me.
Wait a minute, you just named a whole bunch of different things that they do. How many babies you got?
6.
Wow, that's a lot.
So 25, they range from, my youngest is 10. So Ooh. 10, 13, 16. Oh, wait, hold on. My 16-year-old just turned 17 yesterday. So 10, 13, 17, 18, 21, and 25.
Bless your heart. That's all I can say. My daughter, Tamika Harris, is my daughter, by the way, you guys.
Okay.
She got a whole bunch of kids, too. She got a whole bunch of kids and chickens and everything.
Tamika's looking at you like, Mama.
She got a whole bunch of kids.
I mean, I don't understand how she was sharing how many children she had. I was just being quiet. I don't know why my business had to be put on Front Street.
Anyway, I love Sunita, y'all. And Mika, Sunita, will you get with Tamika? Tamika, you get with Sunita and y'all find a spot. For real, you'll do it, Sunita?
I will. So, I'm supposed to be heading toward Orlando in May for the National Notary Association Conference. I am in the works of developing a wedding efficient consultation, and I might even roll it up into a book. So Wow. We'll see. And because there's a lot that of behind the scenes, people see the online, but they don't see the offline. And there's a lot more offline there is online than there is online.
Gotcha. But you know, there are people who may be interested in being, I'm not asking you to give us your book on one of these Zoom things, but just an introduction to tell them what it takes to be a wedding officiant. Not me. I don't want to do that.
You
I would
have
not
to
be
be
able.
perfect. No, I'm just kidding.
You see, well, see, I don't want to do it anyway.
Perfect.
And the only reason I want to get married is so you can marry me. But otherwise, I don't want to get married. But I'm just kidding, y'all. But if you could come on and just talk to us about, you know, what it takes to be a wedding officiant, that would be great.
Okay.
That would be great. So anyway, any questions? I know I just went off on my celebrity crush. So if no one has anything else,
We're gonna do the
I want to
raffle.
thank you for,
No, we're gonna do the raffle.
Oh, okay. See, I got on this screen and I was about to take us on out of here.
Yes, you were.
Okay, do the raffle.
Well, you had spin the ball. I didn't know if you had a ball over there or something.
You know I don't have a ball over here. I just thought that was cute.
When I saw that on there, I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing Google random today. We're gonna spin.
Yes, you are.
All right, in the chat, number between 1 and 11. Go.
I'm on the phone, so I can't get in the chat.
Okay, just holler yours out. We'll give you a pass.
Okay, my number's 3.
Do my face give it away? Ooh. I don't make these things. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. You see what? Can you see what that says?
Can't see my chat.
It says 3.
I really messed it up
It
tonight.
says 3.
I'm good. Oh, there it is.
So who was that on the phone?
It's Andrea Green.
Andre, it was you. It was 3.
Andrea.
Yes.
Didn't you win something last week? Girl, you just lucky.
No. I didn't win anything last week.
You didn't?
Nope.
All right. Well, you got
won today.
You got $25 off. I know I got your stuff, but just send me a text message.
Okay.
And you and I will work out your $25.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, baby girl. So I thank y'all for spending time with me. I always thank you for spending time. And I truly hope that the information that I give you is a help to you in some way. And then I want you to please visit my website for the upcoming classes and join our mailing list for upcoming monthly free Zoom presentation. But I bet you've already done that since you're on here tonight, or maybe not. You may have just gotten it from some other source. And you may also join our Facebook group to continue getting information relative to the notary community. And of course, we're here to ask Liz anything after the little blurbs that we do. Remember, learning is continuous. If you need me, you've got my contact information. I am back out signing now, which means I'm not as available as I have been the last couple of months, but I do promise I will get back to you as quickly as possible. And then the other thing I need you guys to do, if you've already been to class, refer a friend, because the more people I get in class, the more it will help me stop getting out here signing. So I'll be available to answer questions for you guys. So I love referrals. Please send me referrals. And next week, what are we having, Mika?
It's you again.
But what is it about? And what else do we have
It's
next?
a right to cancel for next Wednesday's right to cancel. You'll be presenting that. This
I ain't gonna try to do a thing though.
well, we're gonna play with it a little bit.
Okay.
This Saturday is workshop 1, loan document review. So if you have not registered and you need to register, it is available now. And then September 26th, we have workshop 2 from 8 to 12, and then from 2 to 5 is modifications and more.
And the more is
Yep.
selling packages and
Investment properties.
loans.
Right.
Question. So
Yes.
if I've done loan documents, both 1 and 2 modification, I can do that separately from 2 to what?
2 to 5.
On
the
9/26.
Yes, on the 26th.
Yes, absolutely.
So just have your lunch and then meet us in the Zoom room at 2 o'clock.
Okay, I need to register for that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
if you, oh, go ahead.
Dorian, you had something?
No, I just said thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All of our classes up until November are available online. So if you need to do Notary 101, Workshop 1, Workshop 2, all those are available until November. She gives me a break in December, y'all. So, and then we pick back up in January.
I'm gonna have my stuff looking pretty in January though. I'm working on it. Anything else?
I love your picture on your website, by the way.
It is very nice. I love it too.
Thank you. Thank you. So is that it? Sanita?
Yes, ma'am.
Watch this, girl. This is just for you.
Domo arigato gozaimasu.
I love it. I love it. Okay, y'all. I'm going to see some of you on Saturday. And if you're not coming, send your friend. Okay?
Good evening.
Right, good night.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to make my money tomorrow.